Today we will need the book Syncopation by Ted Reed. Hi, I'm Derek and welcome to a new video here on my English YouTube channel. And as I mentioned in the last videos, I've created a new series here. It's called Work in Progress. And today I want to share with you an idea I've worked out with a Syncopation book by Ted Reed. And so the Work in Progress series is not about presenting it in perfection, but sharing my ideas with you so you can practice the same stuff like me. And let's start with the Syncopation Ted Reed plus Steve Gaddish kind of groove concept. So one of the main colors Steve Gadd produces, of course he produces thousands and millions of different colors and feels, but one which made him also famous is to play fast 30-second strokes between the hi-hat, snare drum and bass drum. And I've tried to build a concept with the Syncopation book by Ted Reed, and the basic idea of playing these fast 30-second notes is to play inverted doubles. So when you play a standard double stroke roll, you play right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left, okay? I think everybody knows. And the second step is to shift or permutate the sticking. So you start with one single with the right and then play double stroke over and over again. Okay, so we demonstrate it on the practice pad. As I mentioned, instead of playing standard doubles like right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. 1, 2, 3, 4. You start with a single and then play inverted doubles. Okay, so it's right, left, left, right, right, left, left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay. Speed this up on the practice pad, and the next step would be to add some dynamics. And what I recommend is to add the first stroke with the right hand and the rest of the strokes in a lower volume. Okay, so it's right, left, left, right, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then playing the accent or the accent only every second time. So you play . Okay, this is hard to do, but try this first on the practice pad. But now let's move on to the full drum set and work with the Ted Reed Syncopation book. So what I'm now doing is to apply this basic sticking on the drum set and work, as I mentioned 1,000 times before, with this famous drum book. And I have an old version of the Syncopation book. I work with page number 10. And number 10 is a combination of eighth notes and quarter notes. Okay? So maybe in the newer versions it's another page, but I will show you here somewhere in the screen a sample of the first exercise we are doing. So we have 2 eighth notes and 3 quarter notes. And let's say we play for an eighth note, we are playing the following figure or sticking. So remember, we're thinking now in 30 seconds and we have 4 strokes per 1/8 note, okay? So it's 2 16th notes per 1/8 note and 4 32nd notes, okay? And when we are reading 1/8 note, it's the following figure we are playing. It's the right hand accent, 2 soft left strokes, and 1 bass drum, 1 kick. So this is 1/8 note, okay? Again. So this is the first figure of 2 figures or building blocks you're learning in this video, okay? We're working only with 2 figures, partials or building blocks, whatever. And so when we have in example or exercise number 1, we are playing 2 8th notes, so we play twice this figure. So it's now we have 3 quarter notes, and for 1 quarter note you play 8 32nd notes, okay? Just math. So we are playing the second figure, or figure B is the first beat is 1 accent with the right hand, then followed by 2 doubles with the left, 2 with the right, 2 with the left. Then you have 7 strokes, and then 1 bass drum, 1 kick drum, and then you have 8 32nd. So I play it again. Okay, so you play this figure 3 times, then you play the 3 quarter notes. So it's the next step is to combine both figures or play the whole exercise. So you play 1 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3, 4. And to hear the accents or the rhythm, yeah, it's not really a melody, but the rhythm more clearly, I will play only the accents with the right hand on the floor tom, okay? And this is what I call the check pattern. So you can check if the rhythm is right, okay? So I play the rhythm now, only the rhythm itself, with the right hand on the floor tom without all the 30 seconds, okay? 1 and 2, 3, 4. And 1 again, okay? Let's play the figure or this rhythm very slowly, or just start with step by step. So again we play this 8th note interpretation. So you have the 2 8th note accents here on the floor tom. Then we are playing 3 times the quarter note rhythm. So we're playing only the accent on the floor tom, and then the rest of the strokes you are playing softly on the snare drum. Okay, sounds like this. Now together in one tempo and building a slow flow. Okay, so let's start. So when it gets faster, then it's way easier to hear this check pattern. So boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and then you play all this 30-second note structure around these accents. Okay. So as I mentioned in the beginning, I'm still working on this, and it's very hard. Maybe after 2 weeks of vacation or something, when you had a break, you have to really fine-tune again and adjust all the ankles and yeah, warm up and to play this very fast structure, okay, that it's clean and rolling, and it's, for me, it's still hard to do. I'm still working on this for, I won't tell you, okay, so, but a very long time. So 2 basic tips I can give you: play the snare drum doubles as soft as you can and play them in the middle of the snare drum, okay? Otherwise, here, when you're playing more off the center on the edge, then you have more overtones, and this will create a different sound. It's not very articulate, okay? And the other advice I can give you, or in my experience, is to don't play the bass drum too loud, okay? Because the accent, the floor tom, this is the orientation and the main rhythm, okay? And the bass drum is preparing the accent. I will demonstrate now when I play the doubles too loud and the bass drum is too heavy or also too loud, okay? And then switching back and forth between the dynamics. Let's start. Yeah, okay, just experiment with the dynamics. Take your time, and after a while you will get more and more comfortable with these very soft doubles. Huh? I can recommend to play it on a very hard surface, so maybe you play it on a glass table or something, very softly and quiet, okay? Small motions, and yeah, don't play them too loud. This was all the preparation of the main exercise, which I will present to you now. So I mentioned in the beginning of this video that I've created a concept. It's a combination of different concepts I've learned, where you can create grooves in this kind of feeling or color, sound color, okay? So what we are now doing is to play the right hand on the hi-hat and the snare drum, or the left hand still stays on the snare drum, bass drum, okay, stays on the pedal, but now we are playing this whole structure with the right hand on the hi-hat. Let's start with this. Okay, maybe you've noticed that I play only that I accent only the strokes after the bass drum accent, okay, on the hi-hat, and try to play around with these other softer hi-hat strokes. Sometimes, you will hear this later in this video, sometimes I play also a small little tiny accent on the double stroke, okay? Let's speed this up and see how it sounds. Okay, it's still a lot of work, because after a while when it gets faster and faster, then it's really hard for me to adjust the strokes and the dynamics, and that it sounds very clean and even, okay? The same thing here. Play the snare drum doubles as soft as you can, that it's nice mixing with the hi-hat, because they have almost the same frequencies. And the bass drum, don't play the bass drum too loud, okay? So this is step number 1, to play this rhythm, Tet-Reed syncopation number 1 on the hi-hat with these 2 figures. Now we are adding a backbeat, and the typical backbeat position is 2 and 4. So we play 1 and 2, 3, 4. So we are playing the right hand exit instead, or instead on the hi-hat we are switching to the snare drum. I will demonstrate it slowly. This is how it sounds. So again, this is work in progress still for me, and yeah, now I would maybe practice this for about maybe 10 minutes with the metronome, without the metronome, and adjust the rhythms, play it more and more evenly, and yeah, just stay with this, okay? And now we're coming to the next step, because when you play it faster and the bass drum is on the offbeat, it's on the last 30-second note all the time, then it doesn't sound very strong and doesn't have a lot of foundation. And now the next step is to add the 1 and 3 in the bass drum. So instead of playing the hi-hat alone on beat 1 and 3, I'm playing the bass drum in unison with a hi-hat. And this creates in the middle and again to the beginning, this creates a very fast double stroke in the bass drum. Okay? I will play it. So it's a little bit faster. Okay, I think you hear what the goal is, and here again in this step I would practice maybe again for 10, maybe 15 minutes, yeah, to let it sound better and better. Okay, now we have one more step, and this is just a new color we're adding. So I'm substituting the bass drum stroke with the hi-hat foot, but only before the snare drum accent, okay? Of course, later you're free to improvise different rhythms and different sound combinations. This is only my version to create or to have some kind of rules how you can create this kind of groove or patterns, okay? So let's try one exercise in front to check the coordination. So I'm playing the first figure, so figure A, it's right, left, left, and then the hi-hat foot sounds like this. And the second figure is right, left, left, right, right, left, left, foot with a hi-hat. Now let's play the basic idea, only the rhythm without any backbeat with the hi-hat foot instead of the bass drum. So you have 1 and 2, 3, 4. When this is new for you, then just experiment, be patient, and it takes a time to develop. As you can hear and see, it still takes time. Okay, now let's do what I've described before this and play the whole groove with the bass drum on 1 and 3, bass drum, snare drum backbeat on 2 and 4, and in front or before the backbeat you're substituting the bass drum with your left foot. And I will start again in a slower tempo. Okay, a little bit faster. Here again, I would spend like maybe 10-15 minutes, maybe even longer. So practice with the metronome, maybe with a timer, and play in a slower speed, slower tempo for maybe 3 or 4 minutes to build a very strong foundation. Then increase the tempo step by step, step by step. And then after a while you will come to a maximum tempo kind of, and then around this tempo try to develop or improve your playing. And yeah, this is the concept. So when you want to go on, then you play exercise number 2 of the Ted Reed syncopation. So we have a different bass drum pattern. It's again the same concept. First step is to play the so-called check pattern. Okay, so the exercise number 2 is 1, 2 and 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Then you apply these two building blocks or figures and play the 8-beat phrase, then 2 times the 4-beat phrase, and so on and on. Then the next step is to play this on the hi-hat. Then you're adding the accent on the snare drum, the backbeat on 2 and 4. Then adding the bass drum on beat 1 and 3. And then, if you like, the last step for me is to play the hi-hat before the backbeat, okay, instead of the bass drum. And then you can go on. It's 15 exercises in this book and then a 20-bar exercise. Start to improvise, and of course you can come up with your own ideas, orchestrate the accents around the drums and other cymbals, and yeah, that's the concept I wanted to share with you. I'm working for a very long time now, but I still like it and it's still fun. Okay, let me read or hear what you think about it. Write in the comments and see you next time. Bye!